If you listen, you'll hear a crow laughing at us. This is the time of year that I like my front yard best, and I dare say that our animals like it best too, except for the tick factor, of course, which you can't do much about, can you? These iron pipes here that you can see forming arches on which grapes and these little white roses grow are very deliberately wired at times or braided in order that they go where they go. This has taken years. I don't really mow the backyard any longer because we like the critters that we see out the back window. Deer, the occasional rabbit, and man, our shed is just about invisible over there. The big pecan tree could fall on our house someday if you can see just how giant that thing is. My God, they tell us it used to be one of the tallest trees in Eden. Most trees have been topped, but they come back. I've got a lot of grapes and roses over there. Oh, look, there's Big Boy. Hi, Big Boy. Look, you're on camera, boss. Yeah, nice yawn. All right. I put mirrors that people discard around the property, and if you look carefully here, you can see more grapevine. I don't think we'd call it viticulture because I don't just do it with grapes, but it's all about aiming things, because if you know the path of the sun, you can pretty much determine ways to get things to grow in that direction. If you just kind of point them in the right direction, they'll keep going. And I have that pole saw in the tree right now. It's loosely wired in there in order to, if you see those two curving sumacs in there, I'm wanting the grapes to grow right up over them. And you can see that there are two more that go way up, and one of them broke while I was trying to bend it over today. The other one would probably break too. Sumac is really wimpy wood. Look up there, you can see that the grapes are getting over here to the pecan tree just a little bit. Right? That's nice. Someday I'm hoping that these sumacs right here can be bent over to those ones over there and wired together to form kind of an arch over the driveway. I know a lot of people say arches are bad things. I get it. And here's the sort of sidewalk entrance. Billy Parker. I think he could make a good sheriff if he doesn't play favorites like every other sheriff has ever done. There's our beautiful roses. Johnny and Ruth's property next door is the best it's ever been. Yep, I have ways to collect water in there. I love these roses. When people throw away bed frames, I grab the footboard and headboard sometimes because they make great borders for things to climb on. That's our fig tree right there. We get about maybe a gallon of figs each year off of it. And once again, you can see the grapes being trained with wires over here. These guys right up here, these things are lovely. I let them get about 4 feet long, 5 feet long, dangling out in the air, and then I'll kind of weave them together into a braid and then take that braid over to one of these wires and connect it. And eventually they'll be coming along all through here. And then I can start working on getting them to give me grapes. But I got to get the infrastructure in there first. What kind of peach tree is this? Sam Houston. It gave us a couple baby inedible hard peaches about a year ago. But the fig tree gives us a bunch. Sometimes these raspberries will bear a few fruit if you're lucky. You got to get out there before the birds do. And where you see those little yellow pieces of paper over there, I've got marigolds and nasturtiums planted from seed, and only a couple of them have bust through the soil yet. Our eggshells and, coffee filters and stuff come out slow compost, as it were, and plus they help keep evaporation from occurring too quickly in the garden. Not that this year anybody's going to win the drought battle without a fair amount of effort. I bought some of Annie's heirloom Syrian oregano, I believe it was, or maybe it was a type of basil, but we're not getting too many volunteers from those seeds. A few of my jalapeno seeds are starting to pop through that little area right there, and we do have strawberries on the vine, but not red. A little tub of lettuce behind that seems to be jumping up now that we've had rain, and there's another azalea tucked right in there. That's probably feels like the driest patch of dirt on this whole yard. Of course, this is just a bit of an alcove back here that can pretty easily get overgrown if I'm not careful. It's a harder area to move grapes. Usually I'm battling wisteria. If you see that braid right there, I had nothing to do with it. Wisteria goes everywhere it wishes. And so does this flimsy crap, which is undefeatable, so you just gotta, I just take my trimmer and sometimes I have to use some plant killer because things will go right up there. Oh God, I gotta reconnect that damn thing again. I ought to weld it. Someday we'll have branches down again in the backyard. The catalpa, some of that pin oak right there will fall. Wisteria always wins if you don't pay attention to it. And this mimosa tree here, you can see that I've taken one of the branches and bent it way over, and I've got off of that one pole cutter right there, I've got a rope from it used just to give it enough tension to hold it down here. And what's beginning to happen is the grapes are getting a hold of the end of it. So there will come a time when I can remove that rope, and the whole thing will just be what it is, where it is. Grapes are sturdy. Grapevines are real sturdy. And here we have these are actually dandelions, but look how, if you look down there, you can see it's a dandelion plant, but look how tall they've gotten to the blooms. It's crazy. It's like they're on steroids. And behind them in here, I've got my potatoes. I put 2 more bags of soil in there yesterday. They say that once your potato plants bloom up with leaves like this, a foot or so high, you can put more dirt down there and bury the bottom leaves, and they'll start giving you more spuds. And this is the first year that I'm trying that. All right, that's a tour of the yard here this last day of April 2026.